All right, this is four-time Mr. Olympia Jay Cutler. We're here at Muscle and Strength headquarters in their home gym here. And we're gonna demonstrate the leg press, which everyone and anyone that works out knows how to do a leg press, but do you know how to do it correctly is the question. So I'm gonna explain a couple of tips here on how to really do the foot placements and where to target the legs and where to target, obviously, more of the quads, less of the hamstrings. I think a lot of people have that misconception. They think they just get into the machine and it does the work, but you really have to pay attention to what you're doing and really try to put focus. Obviously, it's a quad exercise. So I'm gonna add a little weight to this, nothing crazy. Not the 10 or 15 plates that you normally see, you know, the Jay Cutler videos online. And this is kind of a unique thing because, you know, I've been able to come over here to Muscle and Strength and obviously see their new facility here and give a better idea now on how to perform exercises rather than just do them and see Jay go through the motions. So what I always focus on with doing legs, I always do kind of a warm-up with a leg extension machine, and then I'll walk over to a leg press. It's usually always my second movement. And I want to focus mainly on the quads. Everyone knows I'm known for my big quads and a lot of detail. So what I'm going to show here is my foot placement, okay? As you get higher up on the platform, which people tend to do, you're going to focus more on the hamstrings, which is the back of the legs and the glutes. Obviously, that's not really what I'm trying to focus on, so I'm going to keep my feet lower on the platform, okay? Yes, higher is going to make it a lot easier to press a lot of weights, and we know a lot of the guys, even some of the girls in the gym, like to focus on pressing a lot of weights to impress people. We're going to focus on really just trying to do the work, get the most contraction out of the legs, okay? So my suggestion is, okay, the feet should be, obviously, platforms vary in size. You want to keep your feet on a lower position of the platform, not super high. This is going to work more of the hamstring. Unless that's what you're trying to focus on, I would focus more on keeping the legs down in the lower, okay? And not much more than shoulder width apart. I mean, you see a lot of people spreading their legs out, okay? This is going to focus on more of the hamstrings again. You want to keep them at about shoulder width, okay? I like to keep my toes pointed slightly outward. Okay, this is going to allow contraction on the quads. Okay, unlock, okay, feet flat. And you have to make sure as you travel through the motion, the feet stay flat. There's too many people that roll onto the balls of their feet, okay? All the way down, okay, and up, okay? Now remember, a lot of times coming down, you see a lot of people who get on the leg press and they do this kind of motion. That's not going to work, okay? You want to come down to the point where your glutes don't rise off the platform, but you want to come down enough to really get a contraction in the upper quads and up, okay? Sometimes people like to hold on to the sides here, okay? The rep should be steady and really, really just trying to contract the quads. Control the downward motion, obviously explode up, okay? Not to the point where you actually lock the legs out, but really keep tension on the quads. It's very, very important. It's the tension. A lot of exercises you don't necessarily need to lock out, but keep tension on the quads, especially the upper quad. So down, up. Now I complete this for about 10 or 12 repetitions. Always my suggestion. Okay, smooth and steady. Really get that contraction. As you see, I'm not going too deep, but just enough to really, really get a good stretch on the quad and up. Okay, so foot position is super important. Really keep your feet lower on the platform. It's going to hit more of the upper quad and, of course, end up with quads like that. Actually showing something a little different from before. We're actually showing our exercises and points of how you should actually perform the exercises. I know it's easy to get into the gym and just sit in any machine or go through any workout without any kind of a real thought that actually goes into the movement, but I'm going to show today the leg extension machine and really how to target the upper quads. Everyone knows I'm known for my legs, so we're going to instruct a little bit. all you need is a basic leg extension machine, okay? And what we're gonna focus on is really trying to build that upper sweep. And that's not necessarily for the bodybuilder themselves. It's for anyone just really trying to get shape out of the legs and of course build strength. So always the first exercise I do is the leg extension. I really warm the knees up, okay? Not a lot of weight, couple exercises just to really warm up, okay? We're gonna do a lot of repetitions really to warm up, and then of course we'll work into the heavier sets. But what we're gonna do with this is, now the normal way people would do this exercise is they just go through the motion and they just go up and down with the leg extension. Really to target the upper quads, you have to point the toes out as you come up. So I'm gonna do the exercise, okay? And you come up, and instead of my toes pointing straight up, which is common, the toes are gonna go out, and it's really gonna bring in those upper quads. So up and out, okay? And as you see, it's a steady motion. The toes go back to normal position when I come down, and then when I come up, I'm really gonna point those toes out and really bring in those upper quads, okay? I'm gonna do this about 12 to 15 times, which is my normal rep range. Really get that squeeze, really point those toes at the top of the movement. Really just trying to shoot those toes straight out. Really get that burn in the upper thighs. That's really gonna bring out that detail. So it's not just about sitting in the machine, it's about using a little thought really to focus on targeting certain points of the legs when you do the exercise. With this exercise, and all exercises that include chest, okay, and up. As you see, I'm not locking out at the top. All right, four-time Mr. Olympia Jay Cutler here. We're here at Muscle and Strength in their brand new facility, their gym here. And we're here to demonstrate and perform the bench press with dumbbells. And I know a lot of people are watching saying, oh, I know how to do that exercise. And you know what, I've seen videos of Jay doing that before. I want to show something a little different, okay? Instead of just pressing out 150-pound dumbbells and repping it out, I want to show a special technique that I use and actually to really get the most contraction out of the chest and the right way to perform the exercise. With this exercise, and all exercises that include chest, okay, with a lot of the arch is very, very important. So what you really want when you're laying on the bench, okay, your chest should be the highest point of the body. So you have to create, instead of laying just totally flat, okay, there has to be a little arch to the chest to really keep the chest up, to really bring in the contraction. So when you're pressing those dumbbells up, you're really getting contraction out of the chest. And everyone always asks me, well, do I do inclines? Do I do decline? Do I do flat? What's really gonna target the chest? There's no better exercise than the flat press. Now, a lot of bodybuilders, like myself, stay away from the flat barbell press, okay? It's very risky. It's not good on your joints. What we focus on more is using dumbbells, because of course you can work isolaterally. You guys on there that say, oh, one side of my chest is smaller than the other. This is an ideal way to really isolate each pec individually. And so I'm gonna perform the exercise, and what you're gonna see is I'm gonna do the exercise. I'm gonna keep a nice arch to the chest, okay? I'm gonna come up, I'm not gonna touch the dumbbells together, which are gonna bring the triceps in. I'm really gonna focus on the chest, really just trying to get a contraction, okay? The motion might look kind of short, but you're gonna see that the chest actually works and contracts each repetition, okay? 10 or 12 repetitions. I would suggest more than 8, no more than probably 12 or 13, okay? So, I'm gonna start off, okay? Basic exercise, okay? Nice arch to the chest, up, contract. All the way down, contract. Up, squeeze the chest. Don't touch the dumbbells together. Really accentuate that arch in the back to keep that chest really high. Contract. Everything is controlled. Okay, I'm really pausing at the top, getting that squeeze, and up. So there's right and wrongs to every chest training exercise, but this is definitely the right. Now, I'm here to demonstrate a couple movements, and this may be a basic exercise. I'm gonna show you the shoulder press using dumbbells. You might say to yourself, you know what, I know how to do that exercise. I've done it a million times. Well, listen, I have too. But I see so many people in the gym doing this exercise wrong. Okay, what we're gonna focus on with this, I'm gonna show you the point of the top of the contraction and then the lower portion. I see too many people in the gym doing short range of motion, either locking out, which is not the right thing to do, or coming down not far enough, really getting that contraction out of the shoulders. Okay, so we have an incline bench, okay, which you can use any kind of bench that has a back, backed here. You can basically just, anything to stabilize the back. It's a lot easier to press. I mean, sometimes I do presses without any stabilization of the back. So what we're gonna focus on with this exercise, okay, solid foot position. Okay, give yourself, remember, everything starts with a base. Start with the dumbbells, okay, starting position. We're gonna come up. We're gonna come and really contract, okay, only to about here. Now, when you're coming up, a lot of people tend to click the dumbbells together or extend too far, work the triceps into the movement. Not the right thing to do, okay? So I'm gonna demonstrate the right way to perform the exercise to get the most contraction out of the shoulders with less amount of the other body parts coming into play. Okay, so we're really gonna come down nice and far, get a nice contraction, but the main thing too, really come down deep enough to get that contraction in the shoulders. No short reps, no cheating. Lighten up the weight if you can't perform the full motion of the exercise. We're gonna focus on 10 to 12 repetitions, getting the most out of the shoulder contraction, and move on from there. Okay, so starting position, okay, like I said, foot in the big, good platform. Starting position here, up. Okay, come all the way down, almost to touch the shoulders and up. As you see, I'm not locking out at the top. I'm really just coming up, really getting a contraction, keeping constant tension on the shoulders. Okay, full controlled repetitions, okay? I see too many people not coming down further enough and then going too high with the top of the movement. Not touching the dumbbells together now. Treat it like it's almost a barbell. Okay. And that's the right way to do a dumbbell shoulder press. We're here to demonstrate a couple exercises. I think the most important thing with exercises is not to just go in the gym and perform the exercises. I'm here to show a couple tips on how you can improve your exercise. And we're gonna start with the tricep dip, focusing on the triceps. Now with this exercise, I see so many people in the gym doing this wrong, and there is a wrong and a right. If you look at these guys that participate in the Olympics on the rings, you see that cap tricep, that developed tricep. This exercise mimics a lot of those movements that these guys do. And it's one of the few exercises where you'll actually lock the elbow out and really try to contract the muscle. But most importantly, you want to keep your feet underneath you and not back, just underneath the body to really, really give your body that equal plane, okay, and really get that contraction on the triceps. And that's what we're going to perform here. So starting position, okay, lock tricep. Okay, I'm going to keep my feet straight under me, down, up, lock the tricep, okay? Feet are staying underneath. Okay, really get that contraction. I'm going to do this exercise, repetition range about 10 to 12 reps. Really get that hold at the top and down. So that's your tricep dip.